You may now take your seat.
President Emil Javier, Chancellor Robert Villarreal, Chancellor Ray Velasco, Chancellor Dindo Sanchez, Chancellor Camacho, mga kasama ko sa pag-ugit sa ating universidad, sa ating mga guro, sa ating mga kaibigan, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Una sa lahat, ako po ay humihingi ng paumanhin sapagkat kami po ay nabalam sa aming pagdating ng aking kabiyak, si Attorney Gabby Concepcion. Kasama ko po na nandito siya ngayon. Sa araw na ito, ililipat ni Chancellor Sanchez ang kanyang katungkulan sa bagong talagang Chancellor na si Dr. Jose Camacho. Ako ay lubos na nananalig na ang okasyong ito ay isang sagisag ng ating muling pagkakaisa at pagkakabigkis-bigkis tungo sa pagpapaunlad ng ating universidad dito sa Los Baños. Kaya po sinikap ko na personal na makarating ngayong umaga sa pagdiriwang na ito upang personal kong masaksihan ang ating muling pagkakaisa. Ang maglingkod ay hindi po magaang napasanin. Kaya naman ako po ay natutuwa sapagkat marami pa sa atin ang handang magsakripisyo sa ngalan ng paglilingkod sa bayan. Sa lilisan na Chancellor Sanchez, tanggapin mo ang aking taus-pusong pasasalamat sa ipinamalas mong pagsuporta sa aking administrasyon. Kay Chancellor Camacho, ang sasampang Chancellor, tanggapin mo naman ang aking suporta at naway magtuwang tayo ng buong sigla para sa ikagagaling ng ating universidad. Marami tayong nakalista na mga bagong proyekto na ating ipatutupad upang mas tumaas pa ang kakayahan ng ating mga guro at mag-aaral sa pakikihamok sa tagisan ng talino at husay, hindi lamang sa ating rehiyon sa Asia, kundi sa buong mundo. Sama-sama tayong kikilos, sasama-sama tayong magtatagumpay. Mabuhay. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Pasensya na po, hindi ko nakita sapagkat mga nakamaskara tayo ay nandito po pala ang ating former Chancellor Rex Victor Cruz. Paumanhin, Chancellor.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. To UP President Danilo Concepcion, of course, this lovely wife, Attorney Gabby Concepcion. Ma'am, welcome. To President MLQ Javier, to incoming Chancellor, the 10th Chancellor of UPLB, Jose Camacho Jr., sir, and his family, Ma'am Ruth, Anjo, and Echo. To former Chancellor Ruben Villarreal. To my former boss, Chancellor Luis Rey I. Velasco and Chancellor Rex Victor O. Cruz. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. There's a place of wisdom that says we must accept the end of something in order to begin to build something new. As you know, my tenure as Chancellor of UPLB has ended. And I want to take this occasion as an opportunity to express my sincere gratitude and appreciation not only to our faculty members, reps, administrative staff, students, and alumni, but also the people that I closely worked with in the past 6 years. To Team UPLB, I beg your indulgence to please allow me to recognize each one of them because this is the last formal tribute I can give to them. To my Vice Chancellors, Vice Chancellor Portia G. Lapitan. Thank you very much, Portia, for the 6 years. To Vice Chancellor Rex Demafilis. Thank you, Rex. To Vice Chancellor Marish Madlangbayan, the architect of the infrastructure program of UPLB. To Vice Chancellor Crisanto Dorado, which I have the honor to serve during the Cruz administration and up to the 6 years that I was Chancellor. To Vice Chancellor Shirley Hamias. Of course, the youngest Vice Chancellor, but not by age, Vice Chancellor Attorney Eleno Peralta. Thank you for leading the creation of the Office of the Vice Chancellor for Students. Maraming salamat, Attorney Eleno. Medyo mahaba po yung listahan, kailangan ko pasalamatan. Ito na yung huli ko pong speech, pagbigyan nyo na po. Ito na po. To my AVCs, all my AVCs, Assistant Vice Chancellor, who had served with me during the past 6 years and with Team UPLB. Dr. Julieta de los Reyes. Dr. Susan Kalumpang, our reps champion. To Glenn Lubugin. Of course, to Engineer Gregorio Piolo Pascual, who is now continuing his service to the university. Dr. Florentino Monsalud. Of course, is Nanette Aquino. Nanette, thank you. To Prof. Genaro Quaresma. Dr. Roberto Visco. And of course, the youngest ABC, Mr. Rocky Marcelino. Thank you. To my registrars, Dr. Mirna Karandang and Dr. Maribel Sese. Of course, to my old director, Dr. Simplicio Medina, my OPR director, Ms. Josephine Bo, to the Academic Development Unit Director, Dr. Nina Cadiz, is also continuing. You need to shepherd the self-assessment and quality assurance program of UPLB. Thank you, Nina. And of course, to Attorney Rosario Bubong Daracas from the legal office. Thank you very much also to the staff of the Office of the Chancellor. Maraming salamat for putting up with me and all the hard times we need to stay late in OSI. Maraming salamat to the Office of the Chancellor. Hindi ko na i-mention sila, but they have performed exemplary in achieving all the programs we have made to task. And of course, to my assistant chancellors, tatlo po sila. Let me mention them because without them, I could have not run the Office of the Chancellor effectively and efficiently. Of course, my first assistant to the Chancellor, Attorney Damsel Torres Cortez. Second, now the VetMed Dean, the Dean of the College of Veterinary Medicine, Dr. Jessie Acorda. Jessie, thank you. And of course, last but not the least, okay, the former College of Human Ecology Dean, Dr. Sue Lisa Sagigit. Sue, maraming salamat for everything. Please allow me to salute you all. Thank you very much for a productive, remarkable, meaningful, and unforgettable 6 years of serving the UPLB community. It truly has been an honor and privilege to work with all of you. I consider myself truly blessed to have had the opportunity to work with people who are not only talented, hardworking, and dedicated, but also people who shared my vision for UPLB and believe in my capacity to lead and to carry out endeavors geared towards transforming UPLB into a globally and competitive graduate and research university contributing to national development. We accomplished a lot in the last 6 years. I will not enumerate all of them, of course, because that is what accomplishment reports are for. But I want to emphasize that everything that my administration achieved in the past 6 years was a product of exercising participatory governance and management and being, as a team, profoundly moved by a mutual desire to make UPLB the best university that it can be. That is why I'm also taking this time to thank all the deans that serve under my administration. I've constantly told you, without you, my dear deans, we could not have achieved what we have achieved during these 6 years. So, I salute you also. Maraming salamat, mga deans, sa inyong cooperation na pagtulong sa past 6 years of my administration. Saludo po ako sa inyong lahat. Maraming salamat. And it is my hope that this culture of participatory governance and management will continue so that members of the UPLB community will feel in many ways that they have an integral role towards the fruition of UPLB's goals. This is because the best interests of the university should always come first. I also want to express my gratitude to former UP President Alfredo E. Pascual and to the current UP President Danilo L. Concepcion. Assistance that you have. I also thank you for your faith in my capacity to lead and serve as Chancellor of UPLB. Thank you very much to both of you, sir. Of course, I also like to thank my family, to my beautiful wife, pinakamagandang First Lady sa akin ng UPLB, Dr. Patricia Ann Haranilia Sanchez. Maraming salamat, mahal ko. To my son, Tristan Fernando, who is 15 years old. He was born when I started to serve Chancellor Velasco. So I need to give time to my son now because he's growing up. To my parents, my mom, Dr. Priscilla Chinte Sanchez, and to my dad, former Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Dr. Fernando Flores Sanchez. Thank you for putting up with me And thank you for always being there for me through thick and thin, no matter what. I could not have done, or I could have not survived all the challenges without your unselfish understanding, encouragement, and support. Thank you. Thank you for all the support, patience, and understanding. I'm very blessed to have you as family, and I truly, truly love and cherish all of you. Of course, to Almighty God, Lord, thank you. To the new Chancellor, good friend of the University of the Philippines, Los Baños, my successor, the 10th UPLB Chancellor, Dr. Jose Camacho Jr., congratulations. You were an integral part of my administration as a 3-term Dean of the Graduate School and member of the UPLB Executive Committee. I know that you will ensure a bright future for UPLB. I wish you all the best in your plans and endeavors for UPLB. To all our faculty members, reps, administrative staff, students, and alumni, let us all support Chancellor Dong. He and his administration will be needing our support and assistance as UPLB braves the challenges of the new normal. This is because until a safe, effective, and accessible vaccine for COVID-19 is made available for everyone in our country, the difficulties brought about by the pandemic will persist. And if UPLB is to have a fighting chance to survive this pandemic and continue to accomplish its mandated duty to our country and fellow Filipinos, UPLB will need all the help and support that it can get from the entire UPLB community. So let us all join hands to cooperate, work together, and look after each other. Ladies and gentlemen, my tenure as Chancellor of UPLB has ended. But I leave with gratitude to all of you and with confidence that UPLB is in safe and capable hands. May honor and excellence continue to inspire and guide us in the years to come. Marami pong salamat at mabuhay po tayong lahat. Don. Binibigay ko sa iyo ang list na ito, simbolo ng otoridad ng pagkasasilong.
Ibinibigay ko sa iyo ang mace na ito. Okay.
sir. Kayo na, sir.
Ibinibigay ko ang mace na ito, simbolo ng otoridad ng pagka-chancellor ng Universidad ng Pilipinas, Los Baños.
Chancellor, tinatanggap ko ang mace na ito at taus-pusong nanunumpa na iuukol ko ang aking buong sarili, ang aking buong pagkatao para sa ikabubuti ng moral na pamumuno, kagalingang pang-akademiko at material na kapakanan ng Universidad ng Pilipinas. Bilang natatangi at pambansang pamantasan para sa Pilipino.
Amid the disruption that is the COVID-19 pandemic, UPLB changes guards with the election of Dr. Jose Dong V. Camacho Jr. as the 10th Chancellor of UPLB. Dr. Camacho takes the helm on the commitment to sustain UPLB's relevance by developing methods, approaches, and framework to future-proof the university. This will enable UPLB to overcome challenges it is already facing and prepare it to meet those it will encounter in the future. Dr. Camacho has been serving UPLB for 30 years now. He is a seasoned economics professor, an established scholar who studies the economics of education and human resources, and a compassionate academic leader. He finished BS Economics from UPLB, MA Economics from Erasmus University, International Institute of Social Studies in the Netherlands, and Doctor of Economics at Kyoto University, Japan. Being an administrator for almost 20 years has prepared him to become UPLB's chief executive. He was Economics Department Chair, Associate Dean of SEM, and for the past 9 years, the Dean of the Graduate School. He was instrumental in expanding UPLB's international partnerships and in innovating graduate programs. At CHED, he helped state universities and colleges to level up their graduate curricula. All of these experiences have cultivated in him a deep understanding of the needs, welfare, and potentials of the university's treasured human resources, the students, faculty members, research, extension, and professional staff, administrative staff, alumni, and stakeholders. He is Dr. Jose Dong V. Camacho Jr., the new UPLB Chancellor. Together with the entire UPLB community, he will lead in securing a future-proof UPLB.
National Scientist Emil Javier, UP President Danilo Concepcion, our outgoing Chancellor and a good friend, Dr. Fernando C. Sanchez Jr., our former Chancellors, Dr. Rex Victor Cruz, Dr. Ray Velasco, Dr. Ruben Villarreal, my family and my friends, colleagues, and members of the UPLB constituency watching us online, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Nagpugay po ang ating Chancellor Fernando Sanchez sa ating mga past Vice Chancellors. Muli po akong nagpupugay sa inyo at nagpapasalamat sa kaibuturan ng aking puso, kasama ang inyong mga assistant to the Vice Chancellors at mga dating directors ng inyong mga opisina. Marami pong salamat sa inyong pagpupunyagi upang ang ating pamantasang UPLB ay mas mayangat pa ang kanyang kahusayan. Nais kong bigyan ng parangal ang mga dating chancellor ng UPLB. Ang dating chancellor, ngayon national scientist, Emil Javier. Kung hindi po dahil sa ARDS program na kanyang ibinahagi nung siya'y chancellor ng UPLB, ako po ay hindi makapag-aral dito sa UPLB. National Scientist Javier, sa ating pong mga pag-uusap, i-revive po natin ang ARDS program na marami pong natulungan na mahihirap na ngayon ay tumutulong sa ating bayan. Ang ARDS ay ang Agricultural and Rural Development Scholarship na nakafocus sa mga mahihirap na rural high school, barangay high school sa Pilipinas. Isa sa mga naging unang direktor nito ng ARDS program ay ang dating secretary ng DOST, Department of Science and Technology, William Padulina. Nandyan din ang paggabay ni Dr. Villarreal, ang ating dating chancellor, na sa una kong trabaho dito sa UPLB bilang instructor sa UP Rural High School, si Dr. Villarreal ang nag-interview sa akin at sinabi niya, ay bakit hindi ka umuwi sa inyong rural na origin? Ang sabi ko, Sir, rural high school naman po ang pagtuturuan ko. Kaya po, ang una kong trabaho dito sa UPLB ay bilang guro sa UP Rural High School na naging katuwang ko upang hasain ang aking pagtuturo. Dito ko nakita na hindi lahat ng ating mga estudyante ay kailangang mapariwara. Sa high school, nakita natin na nandyan ang kanilang mga murang edad upang hubugin. Maraming salamat, UP Rural High School. Nandyan din si Chancellor Velasco. Nung si Chancellor Velasco ang ating leader sa UPLB, dinipensa niya ang aking promotion, ang aking automatic promotion. Natatandaan ko po, nagmi-meeting sa operations room dahil po kailangang magkaroon ng desisyon sa promotion. At ako po ay halos hindi mabigyan ng kagyat na promotion dahil po sa aking pag-obtain ng PhD sa Kyoto University. Talagang ako po ay down na down. Sabi ko, bakit pa ako bumalik sa pamantasan? Salamat, Chancellor Velasco. Yung araw na yun, tandang-tanda ko, Chancellor Velasco. Sinabi ninyo, sabi po ni President Emerlinda Roman, bigyan po ako ng merit at automatic promotion dahil po sa aking pagkaroon ng PhD. Salamat po, Chancellor Velasco, sapagkat kung hindi niyo po binigay yun, ako po talaga ay aalis na. Salamat, Chancellor Cruz, sapagkat dahil sa iyong administrasyon, naniwala ka sa akin. Ako po ay naging dekano ng graduate school nung unang mga taon ng iyong administrasyon at ngayon ay halos siyam na taon na ako ay nagsisilbi. Sa iyong mga panalangin, salamat. May mga pagkakataon na ako'y pumunta sa iyong opisina, nagsusumbong. Pero sabi mo, kailangan akong magtiwala sa Diyos para malampasan lahat ng pagsubok. Marami pong salamat sa inyong lahat. Let me begin by expressing my sincere gratitude to all of those who have supported me in my bid for chancellorship. Thank you for your faith and trust in me, and I will swear to do my utmost to live up to your expectations. As we stated during our vision presentation, our vision for this university is of a future-proof UPLB. When we say future-proof, we mean that it is a university that has internalized the lessons of the past, is adapting and facing the challenges of the present, and is prepared for future disruptions and issues. When we say future-proof, we envision a university that has protocols in place that will ensure the safety and well-being of its constituents and its surrounding communities in the face of any sort of disruption, whether it be a volcanic eruption, a typhoon, and God forbid, another pandemic. When we say future-proof, we foresee a university that has relevance and pride of place in the international community, in national development and dialogue, and whose human resources are not only at par, but even exceed those of other global institutions. That relevance in national development we show at the very least when we speak truth to power and call our constituents to action, most especially when our people are oppressed. And most importantly, when we say future-proof, we aim to become a university known for its heart, for its concern and care for its constituents, and for producing graduates and treasured alumni whose drive for public service and compassion for their fellow human beings are second to none. Compassion, as espoused during the inauguration of President Concepcion, is concern for others. In Filipino, malasakit. Malasakit will be the defining trait of our administration. Amidst this ongoing pandemic, with all the uncertainties and costs it has brought, it is the stories of human beings, their kindness and compassion, that have shined light in what have been a dark and troubled time. Stories of volunteerism, of neighbors helping one another during lockdown, of people coming together and exhibiting malasakit and pakikipagkapwa since the start of this year. Such stories have taught us the lesson that humankind is at its best and greatest when we care for and help one another. And that is why, as we begin our term, we will ensure that our initiatives will highlight 4 key values: cooperation, collaboration, consolidation, and compassion. Our programs will feature cooperation with UPLB's various colleges and units. We will manifest collaboration with institutions and organizations, both national and international. Soon, we will be launching a funding program called, and deans, please take note, we'll be launching a program called Future Proofing UPLB for your own colleges and units that will feature initiatives in future proofing our students, our researchers, our administrative staff, and initiating future proofing initiatives with other state universities and colleges, our national and local government units. We will also be initiating fundraising projects for our students who are struggling during this time of remote learning. The UPLB CARES, CARES stands for Connectivity Assistance for Remote Students, is a pilot program under the Office of the Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs aimed at providing learning assistance packages to students depending on their needs. Ito lamang ay isa po sa mga programa para sa ikabubuti ng ating mga mag-aaral, para sa ikabubuti ng ating pamantasang hirang. We also have other programs and initiatives in the pipeline, including a well-focused Best and Brightest Student Honors Program in the science, engineering, arts, and humanities. Similar to what we have before, the 3-year INTAPS program. But this time, we will fund the best and brightest students in the honors program who will start from their BS up to their PhD with a well-funded research and mentoring program. In light of other areas of the country being open for visits or for tourism purposes, we have heard inquiries about whether the campus will be opening soon as well. Such measure will require careful consideration and must be backed by science-based evidence and stringent health protocols. And in the meantime, we will prepare our campus and improve our facilities for the day when our students may come back to their home here at the foot of Mount Makiling. Yesterday, at the first Special Executive Committee meeting with the deans and the vice chancellors, we have convened a new COVID-19 mitigation task force which will prepare and craft a UPLB reopening and continuity plan, consistent with the national government and UP system policies and guidelines. We look forward to the day when our students will return to UPLB that has been renewed and rejuvenated, a UPLB that has changed for the better and is continuing to grow and improve. At the same time, we will ensure that UPLB will remain true to its core identity, a public service university, one that serves its students, its community, its country with noble mind and nurturing heart. This means that we have to intensify the programs of the Ugnayang Pahinungot. For in this time of pandemic, we must shy away from physical contact, when we must stay isolated within our homes, when the situation is bleak and the promise of a vaccine seems to be far away. This is when we must serve to bring hope to those around us by being kind, by being understanding, by helping others however we can. This is what we envisioned our UPLB can be. A future-proof university that cares for its constituents, that remains at the forefront of national issues and challenges, that is united and in bringing hope and the promise of a better future. My dear friends, as the 10th Chancellor of UPLB, I make pledge here and now to give my all to have that vision come true with all your help and support. Maraming salamat, Chancellor Sanchez, para sa pag-request ng suporta at assistance sa buong UPLB constituency. Kailangan po natin ito ngayong panahon ng pandemya na kung saan napakahirap gumalaw. Ako po si Dong Camacho. Samahan niyo po ako paglingkuran ang pamantasan at ang bayan ng may dangal at husay, ng may utak at higit sa lahat, may puso. Maraming salamat at mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Madam President and Madam and President Danicon, fellow students, staff, faculty and alumni, good morning. Many years back, on an occasion quite similar to this, I had the opportunity to call attention to the analogy between the life of the university to that of a relay race. The analogy between the life of the university to that of a relay race. It's a race for the university to attain its institutional purposes at the soonest time possible in competition with other institutions, but more importantly, with itself. A relay because the instruments with which the university attains its goals are people who are transient. In particular, the university's presidents, chancellors, deans, directors, and heads of administration who provide inspiration, leadership, and direction during specific periods of the university's history. But the relay race to achieve the university's purposes is won both by the pace of the individual runners at the different stages, but in most cases, and even more importantly, with the seamless transition of the baton from one leader to the next. This is the brief message that I wish to convey to Chancellor Dindo and Chancellor Dong. The university, in its progress to the attainment of its purposes, is running a race against time, against competition, and against itself, with you representing the runners at the different stages of the race. As officers, as chancellors, it is your role to run as fast as you can, as efficiently, as effectively as you can during the time at the helm of the university. But at the appropriate time, relay the baton of leadership and stewardship to one another, from one chancellor to the next, as smoothly as you can, without the university losing momentum in the process. It's your obligation as chancellors to pass the baton of leadership as seamlessly as possible from one chancellor to the next, without the university breaking stride. Thank you.
National Scientist MLQ Javier, who has the distinction of being UPLB's second chancellor and my best friend forever, UP President Danilo L. Concepcion, my very handsome fraternity brother with a beautiful wife, Gabby, outgoing UPLB Chancellor Bernardo C. Sanchez Jr., UPLB's ninth Chancellor and his very charming wife, Pat, incoming UPLB Chancellor Bernardo C. or rather, incoming UPLB Chancellor Jose B. Camacho Jr., UPLB's 10th Chancellor and your cabinet, and of course, with his beautiful wife too, Ruth. My equally successors and equally handsome chancellors, Dr. Luis Rey I. Velasco, UPLB's 7th Chancellor, and Rex Victor O. Cruz, UPLB's 8th Chancellor. Colleagues and friends, a pleasant morning to everyone. As I suspected, it would be very difficult to follow the act of my BFF National Scientist Observer because of his very nice message to the incoming Chancellor. First of all, I would like to offer my sincere congratulations to Chancellor Camacho on his appointment as the 10th UPLB Chancellor. I wish you every success as you carry out your new duties and responsibilities, especially in the face of the unprecedented challenges brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you for this honor of participating in this morning's unique turnover ceremony. In fact, I think this is the first turnover ceremony of Chancellor that I've ever attended. Let me quickly move to the core of what I would like to share, especially to the incoming leaders of our beloved university led by Chancellor Camacho. I hope that what I will say will add to the many words of wisdom you will receive from others and elders like me as you go on with your new appointments. My long experience as an executive administrator for being coordinator of the research and extension program in vegetable crops hosted by the Department of Agriculture and head of the horticultural crops program of the Asian Vegetable Research and Development Center to being director of the Institute of Plant Breeding, Dean of the UP College of Agriculture, and Chancellor of UPLB to being director of CIRCA taught me a lot of lessons. I have distilled these lessons into what I call my 8 nuggets of wisdom. To those who have heard these messages a number of times, I hope you won't mind a review. Number 1, respect the wisdom of your predecessors. The Greek philosopher Epictetus once said, and I quote, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks already knows." End of quote. We must primarily acknowledge that our predecessors will not be appointed to the position if they do not possess the appropriate qualifications. Do not focus on their mistakes. Reinvent the wheel, if you must, by capitalizing on the institution's past strengths and outstanding programs. Number 2, respect others. As a hand-on executive, I work with many staff, scientists, and executives on all levels. I respected them, and in return, they respected me. Always remember the old adage that says, and I quote, what you sow is what you harvest. Sa madaling salita, kawikaan kung ano ang itinanim, iyon ang iyong aanihin. Number 3, maintain good communication and transparency. Keep everyone informed through regular meetings and other means of communication. It is said that effective management is 80% timely and good communication. Number 4, delegate authority, but don't lose control. No executive can do all the job. He or she has to rely on people working with him. Delegating builds the confidence and capabilities of your staff, which makes them very effective. Number 5, don't be wishy-washy. Decide. It is not hard to make decisions when you know what your values are. Better to make mistakes than not make a mistake at all. Remember, many wars have been lost due to indecision. Number 6, try your best and use a lot of common sense. Common sense. Number 7, hard work and teamwork are always important. They are very basic ingredients of success. And number 8, you may fail as an administrator, but never fail as a human being. Hold firm to your basic values such as honesty, integrity, concern for one another, love of family, fairness to your fellow men. Dr. Stephen Covey, author of the best-selling book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, exposed that character and ethics are universal and timeless principles that define success and effectiveness. Finally, I hope you will have the opportunity to read the article entitled, What Make Universities Great for Mediocre by Dr. Hino A. Ables, former UPLB Vice Chancellor for Administration, and another best friend forever. Let me just highlight the one advice that Dr. Ables has for those seeking an avenue for improvement. His advice is to, I quote, organize an institutional analysis and evaluation study with a view to generating a strategic plan for better programs. This can be done by a select group of knowledgeable faculty and can be complemented by an advisory group composed of retirees who had former links with institutions, either as faculty, administrator, alumni, or as students. I am sure you have been doing this already, Chancellor Camacho. Know what we, your elders, behind you in the big challenges facing you. May God give you the wisdom, discernment, and skills to guide our beloved university into the path of greater glory and service coordination, and humankind. Mabuhay tayong lahat. Marami pong salamat.
Isang magandang umaga sa ating lahat at nais kong batiin ang lahat na binati ng mga naunang nagsalita sa akin. Pero mas mainit ang aking pagbati sa kanila. Alam niyo po, nasa era ng internet tayo. Hindi na uso yung papel-papel na katulad nito. Kaya ang ginagamit ko po ngayon ay ang aking iPad. Nagsasanay lang po ako. Today is another momentous occasion in the more than 100-year history of our dear alma mater, UPLB Baños. And we are all gathered today to witness the passing of torch in leadership. There are many who aspire to serve, but only a selected few are given the privilege and honor to do so. And today, we celebrate and welcome a new chancellor. Today, we also pay tribute to thank our outgoing chancellor. I extend my congratulations to Dr. Jose V. Camacho Jr. for having been elected by the UP Board of Regents to serve as a 10th UPLB chancellor. I admire Dr. Camacho for taking on the challenge of leading UPLB in this midst of the multi-pronged threats brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. It looks like taking head-on formidable challenges is in the blood of Dr. Camacho, as our effective leaders are made of, seeing the challenge as opportunities rather than as threats, in rallying the university to better and effectively implement its mandates. Chancellor Camacho will bring with him a wealth of fresh ideas from the perspective of an agricultural economist. He is also the first chancellor to come from the College of Economics and Management, when most chancellors came from the College of Agriculture and Food Science. To Dr. Camacho, I would like to share a leadership quote, and I quote, the greatest leader is not necessarily the one who does the greatest things. He is the one that gets the people to do the greatest things. End of quote. And if I may add, this is done by a leadership that does not lead, but inspire people. Chancellor Camacho, we welcome you as our leader of our beloved UPLB Baños, and we all pray and look forward to your success and to the success of our university. May you inspire us all to work together for the greater good of this great academic institution. I wish to also congratulate Chancellor Fernando C. Sanchez Jr. Pares po silang junior. For a job well done in serving the university as our leader during the last 6 years. Outright, one cannot but notice a significant improvement in the infrastructure and facilities in the campus. Chancellor Sanchez, no doubt, was very effective in accessing external resources to finance these projects, probably worth billions of pesos. I must say that UPLB campus is one that we can be proud of, and one that is envied by many universities in the country, as well as from our neighboring countries. Chancellor Sanchez and his team also responded well to the unexpected hiatus brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. Despite the limited resources and urgency in time, UPLB was able to offer classes in a new platform. It may not be a perfect one, but who would expect a perfect response without problems in a situation that caught us all by surprise? At any rate, I would like to see this situation as an opportunity for us to learn and innovate together in what we used to do. To Chancellor Sanchez, I would like to share this quote. And I quote, "Great leaders don't set out to be a leader. They set out to make a difference. It is never about the role, but always the goal." End of quote. There is no question to my mind that Chancellor Sanchez made a significant difference in UPLB under his watch. In closing, once again, my warm congratulations to Chancellor D. Camacho Jr. and Chancellor Fernando Sanchez Jr. Let us all keep the UP spirit of scholar ng bayan para sa bayan burning in our hearts and minds. Mabuhay tayo, mabuhay ang UPLB.
National scientist, former UP President, President MLQ Javier, President Danny Concepcion, and his wife, former Chancellor and Academician Dr. Ruben Villarreal, former Chancellor Ray Velasco, to all of you who are here, former deans, the outgoing member of the current administration, isang pagbati sa inyo. And para sa mga natatanging personalidad sa ating programang ito, kay former Chancellor or outgoing Chancellor Fernando Sanchez Jr. and to our new Chancellor, Chancellor Dong Camacho, Jose V. Camacho Jr. Isang mainit na pagbati sa inyo. Gusto kong unahin ang pagpapasalamat kay Chancellor Dindo for all that he has done. And I guess Chancellor Luis Velasco, or Ray Velasco, has already mentioned about that if you just look around the campus, you will see, the many changes that Chancellor Dindo and his team actually brought to the university, and it's something that you will be remembered for. And we wish you, I wish you personally all the best in your future endeavors, and I'm very sure that there will be another position, another post for you where your talent will be much used. So thank you very much, and congratulations for a job well done. And to our new Chancellor, Chancellor Dong Camacho, I congratulate you for this new appointment. And I know that you are not new to this territory. You have been administrator for many years, and this is just, you know, leveling up. And I'm very sure that you know what it takes. It takes sacrifices, it takes diligence, it takes moral turpitude to be able to lead properly UPLB. It's, you know, it's a very task. It's a very difficult task, but it is also a task that will bring a lot of satisfaction to you, as what Chancellor Dindo will tell you, and as what other former chancellors have, you know, will share with you. It's a sometimes thankless job, you know, but it's something that you can look back to, you know, and say, you know, I enjoy that. You know, it's something that really gave me pleasure, you know, to be of service to the university. And I really wish you all the best, you know, and I know that you're coming in at a juncture where we have a lot of challenges to face, not only the pandemic, you know, but we know that there's so much that UPLB has to put itself into position to be able to help our country rise up from not only the pandemic, but, you know, above so many challenges that we face in the environment, in natural resources degradation, you know, even in agriculture, which is one of our strongest area of study here at UPLB. You know, we have to deal with the problem of declining agricultural productivity. And this is something that UPLB, you know, can play a very significant role in addressing. And I'd like, you know, I don't want to miss, you know, I don't want to miss that the current pandemic, you know, is within the, you know, within the ambit of what UPLB can do. Because as UN, you know, have already declared in so many conventions that pandemic, and just like so many other infectious diseases outbreak in the past, is so much related to land-based development issues. And this is something, you know, that we have to be able to help advocate for, you know, for our country, to be able to help in promoting integrated landscape-based type of land use planning and management. And we have our College of Human Ecology, you know, who is equipped with experts on this. And we also have a lot of experts from College of Agriculture and College of Forestry that can also be of use, you know, in positioning UPLB, you know, to play an important role to make sure that the degradation of our natural resources, which is a result of flawed and inefficient way that we use our land resources, you know, can be addressed. And this is just one of those many issues, you know, that I think UPLB is in a good position to address. And, you know, with all of this, I'm very sure that with our many experts and with your whole team, you know, working with you, I'm very sure that you will do well, you know, in putting UPLB, you know, in the map of relevance amongst these various issues. And let me also assure you that your team, you know, is you know, it's an extended team. It's a team that includes not only your vice chancellors, assistant vice chancellors, you know, but you do have all the entire constituency of UPLB in making sure, you know, that in the next 3 years, you know, UPLB will be in the path of greater heights, you know, and that beyond the constituency, you know, you have the alumni. We do have here the president of UPLB Alumni Association, and you also have all the retired professors, you know, retired researchers of UPLB that are still around and are very much strong. And I'm very sure they're willing as well to support your many programs. And hence, while they always say that your work is cut out for you, because there are many challenges that you have to face, I'm very sure that you can also take confidence that there are many people who will rally behind you, and that you can expect that this support will overflow, and that with your vision clearly shared with all your stakeholders, I believe that your next 3 years will be a year that will be as fruitful, if not more fruitful, than the administration of Chancellor Sanchez. So with that, I wish you all the best, and I would like to close. I want to close with this, and I'm very sure you know this. All our appointments are from above. All appointments are from our good God above. And with this, I wish you all the best, and my prayers are with you, that you will have all the equipment that you need to be able to fulfill the duties and responsibilities of UPLB Chancellor. So with that, binabati kita uli, at aking inaasam ang iyong matagumpay na pamumuno sa UP Los Baños. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat.
Maybe please all rise.